Are they still there? Hey, good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us for this month's Chippy Chicks. With me, I have Melanie Chang, Kelly Jameson, Danica Flynn, and Stacy Agdern. So right off the bat, I'd like to talk. There's been lots of professional women hockey league things going on the last couple of months. They're making the Daily Hive in Calgary, mostly with the new jerseys, so they're wearing them. I'm gonna pick on Stacy because I know yeah, she's all about the hockey fashion.
Um, it's interesting to look at the different concepts and stuff. One of the conversations that actually happened in regards to the Sirens jerseys is that the colors are very much similar to the Islanders. And so there were conversations that whether before or after the Devils stepped in, there was going to be a partnership between the Sirens and the Sirens and the Islanders. So it is very, very interesting. The other interesting thing that's happened is that Scepter's jerseys were given to someone who's been playing, who played the this past weekend in Toronto and next weekend in Toronto, because the logo of the Scepters is very similar to a logo that appeared in one of her videos a number of years ago. The jerseys were given as gifts. No one's seen them on her yet, but there are thoughts. So,
Sorry, who has a jersey?
Being really cryptic.
Given a Scepters jersey because for a lot of reasons, but one of which is that if you look at the Scepters logo and you look at one of her videos where there's a logo, very particular stylized logo, it's a very similar logo. So it was thought that it would be a great fun idea to give her a jersey. So
did she like it?
I have not heard. I would suspect so, but I have not heard anything.
Interesting. What do we think of them though? Like now that they're on people and not just drawings, better or worse? Do they look more like other? I'm seeing how much they look like other teams now, but like different teams than we've talked about. You know, like basketball teams.
I like the Montreal one a lot. I think it looks really nice. I don't think I like the other one still. I don't know. I just really think that in Montreal, like that logo and even the colors look really nice, I think. The away one looks like I like that like tannish cream looks really actually good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, doesn't it look that one?
Yeah,
I
that
think
is
it
nice.
looks so much different than the other logos. Like,
yeah, it really does. I like the colors. I think they really pop on the ice. I don't know. How do you make hockey jerseys more fun? I don't know. Like you can't like if they were all pink, then we'd be all mad. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I like them. I do like the Montreal one, and I also like, oh no, I don't even know which team it is. Is it the Hartford one? Is it Hartford? The one with the anchor? Who is that? Okay, I feel stupid.
it's Boston. Is that Boston?
Yeah.
Boston. Yes.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Yeah.
I also like that it's like green, but not like the regular Boston green.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do like that color green too, so I don't mind.
The Sirens one I'm not fond of. I don't
know. It's it would have made more sense if they were in partnership with the Islanders.
Do you remember when people make fun of the Islanders and say that their jerseys look like the Aquafresh? That is when you were talking about that, I was looking at that away jersey, and that's all I could think about.
Yeah. Right, the fisherman. Yeah. Yeah, like the Gordon fisherman. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, the fish sticks jersey. Yep. And I was just
no, the fish sticks jersey.
which is like which was beloved for a while, apparently. And I was just like, oh my. But they actually, as a side note, that's now the Bridgeport jersey.
Oh,
They
okay.
turned that into the Bridgeport jersey, which I
Oh,
but yeah, no, it's the color, as I said, the colors are just weird. The frost definitely still like reminds me of the Montreal Force jersey.
I
But
like the purple on it though.
yeah, no, the color.
Yeah, I like the home jersey.
Yeah. I think they did okay with the colors. Yeah, the Sirens
Yeah.
one is just like totally different than all the rest. Feels like
Yeah.
almost.
yeah.
It's all right. Their first time.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to buy one, they're in retail stores now. Okay. And then what else do we have?
Yeah.
Oh,
Who's making? Is it Fanatics too, or is it someone else? It's
yeah.
not.
And then I added a link here because it looks like the Women's Hockey League is adding Prime Video to its list of Canadian
Oh, yeah.
characters. Because I haven't been able, well, not that I haven't been able to watch one, I haven't like found one easily. Is that the same for you?
I think they just signed a deal with TSN actually.
Oh, really? Nice. I would love to see more women's hockey.
I thought they were talking about next season.
Oh, is it next season?
Good job.
Yeah,
Let me
that
see if
makes
I can find
sense.
it.
I could be wrong. I'm
Yeah,
not
no,
sure.
it totally makes sense because they wouldn't do it now.
Yeah, yeah.
They're also talking about expansion, eh?
Oh, are they already?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of weird because it's just owned by one person, so I don't know how that works. Like, I guess other places
Yeah.
submit to be in. I don't know. But I mean, I think the benefits of having one owner are good, that they can move quickly. But
Oh, the PWHL has announced 3 days ago. This is on Threads. Has announced Canadian national broadcast partnerships, which will provide fans with comprehensive live coverage of the 2024-25 season.
Oh,
Oh.
And an RDS, CBC/Radio Canada, and Prime Video will broadcast all 90 regular season games, plus the playoffs live across Canada.
Wow.
So for this coming season.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
the article that Fortune shared with us just says that the US broadcast like schedule or announcement will come later. So I don't know what they're gonna do
Okay.
for us.
I mean,
we could see them last season. I
I
can't
don't
remember.
remember.
the
I
station.
didn't really pay. I feel like I like didn't want to pay attention last year because I was just like, let me see if this league lasts, which is
Yeah, it
terrible.
was-
But
Yeah.
MSG did a pretty good locally here. MSG did a very good job of promoting the league on Hockey Night broadcasts. And sort of promoting, generally speaking, during the broadcast. Like they talked about scores afterwards. So like the broadcast was produced by PWHL headquarters. But MSG was very good about like, recounting scores during, for example, the MSG 150, which is the intermission show during Rangers coverage. My sneaking suspicion is that because some of the local networks here are going to get involved deeper within PWHL coverage, they will probably stay here. They will probably stay there and have like a larger national option as well. I think because MSG, it covers the Devils, they will probably get MSG coverage on the Devil side, for example. So like I'm guessing like the Minnesota Sports and then the Minnesota Sports Network for the Force. The Frost. Sorry. Oops. But like I think that's kind of what'll happen. And
I think that's symptomatic of US hockey coverage. It's becoming more regional, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very much so. I mean, they'll probably have like a national game or two somewhere. Hopefully it's accessible for people who don't stream. But yeah, no, it is very, very regional.
Yeah, it says here in terms of expansion that the league will request proposals from certain markets, but Quebec and Calgary may join the mix. So they're looking to add 2 more teams. And like Danica, I just, I wanted this to be great. And I think having all this exposure now just like coming onto the Olympics, because I don't know about you guys, like the Canadians and the American women's teams in the Olympics are always like the rivalries there. And I think it's a great time to kind of push it all, especially if there are players that are going to go play, right? I like it.
Yeah.
You guys getting excited for Olympics?
Yeah. Now that you just said that. I wasn't thinking about it, but yeah, I love
Well, they
winter.
have that Four Nations thing first.
Yeah.
So we'll get to see that. And then US looks pretty strong.
Yeah. Well, I love the rivalry, like especially women's hockey in like the last really 12 or 14 years. Like the last few Olympics have been so good, like way better than, no offense, men, but the women's hockey is way more exciting, more finesse, faster. Yeah, like I really like it. Utah hockey clubs, anybody watched anything, heard anything? No.
I haven't watched a game, no.
Yeah.
I mean,
sorry, go ahead.
if you follow your team, it's hard because you don't see them until they play your team.
Yeah,
I don't actually watch a lot of other games other than the Cubs game.
I really don't.
I don't. Well, sometimes on Saturday nights, like last night, the Jets played early, so then I watched, the game that came on afterwards. But so sometimes I do. But the thing about Utah that I found hilarious was that they were selling jerseys, and there was huge lineups for people to buy jerseys, the no-name jerseys.
What does it say? Just Utah?
It says Utah Hockey Club on the jersey, and it's like. But I guess people are thinking they're going to be collector's items or something. Because next year they're going to have a name and the jerseys will be different. So
yeah, that's what
and jerseys are not cheap. Like
I mean, people bought PWHL jerseys last year too. So
yeah.
Well, yeah.
I was like, I'm not gonna do that.
I think they copied the PWHL. They saw that it worked out for them. So
the brand,
we don't
because they weren't ready to be like, they weren't ready to choose a name. They wanted to like settle in first.
I don't think they know the name. I think they do.
Oh,
yeah.
But maybe they wanted to take their time and do a good logo and everything, not just rush to be done. I mean, it came together super quick. I think everybody on the Arizona team was like, what?
I know I've said this before, but you guys, we come up with hockey team names like this, and my cover artist can do me a logo in like a couple of days. So
we're good. Like
I said,
we know
I work for an in-house marketing company, and it takes us forever to get anything. But if you can hire an agency, they'll get you something real quicker because you're spending a lot of money. So like it's kind of
right.
Well, it's true of anything. If you just throw enough money at a problem,
to be honest, when I pulled this up, I completely forgot there was a Utah Hockey Club. So I just saw an ad and it was like, oh, the Utah Hockey Club's coming like 5 months before they play. And I was like, oh, this next year? But no. They've so far made a strong impression on their inaugural season. Despite some early challenges, including defensive injuries and inconsistent play, the team has shown promise. Fans are excited, which is great because if it's not them, it's not going to be anybody. Because clearly, So I'm excited for them because like it's a good spot. Like I remember, was it 2002 Olympics in Salt Lake? Yeah. Hockey was great there.
Yeah.
So while we're talking about a team that I guess none of us care about, how are your teams? Stay
I think Kelly has bragging rights, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Yes.
Until the last couple of games, I guess. But now the team has lost 2 games in a row. Apparently, they're just done. Like fans are like just like done with them. The team is no good.
Oh my god.
What did they call them last year? Phonies.
Oh, frauds.
Yeah, frauds. Yeah. That's coming back up again. It is. They're just frauds. Somebody else said that. I saw it on, I can't remember where I saw it, but they were talking about that. It was like, well, it doesn't matter how many games you win during the season. Well, it does because you got to make the playoffs,
Yeah.
but you got to win during the playoffs, and they haven't done that, so they're just frauds.
That's what
Especially
they say about the Maple Leafs all the time.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter. Like everybody's just waiting for the playoffs, which is not really fair. I wish that, that the President's Cup was more meaningful, like the way it would
Yeah.
be in European soccer. You'd actually be the champions, and then the other
exactly.
be separate.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, it was super fun ride, and I mean, hopefully a couple of bad games. Oh, they're playing Florida again on Tuesday night here, and I'm going to be at that game, so I get to see them
Oh,
play
wow.
Florida. Yeah, that's going to be fun. And
So-
Paul Maurice is back for that. That's why I was kind of
Yeah.
anyway. It's kind of winning all those games that are always just like Jets fans are not used to that, so we don't know what to do with it.
And do you think it's a new coach? What did you think that's?
This is my own thought. I don't know. I don't think it's the coach. I mean, I think he's a good coach,
Yeah.
but I think they had all this in place last year. And then I think losing that fast in the playoffs kind of gave them all a kick in the butt, and they wanted to really do better this year. So I mean, the coach, I'm not saying he's a bad coach, for sure he's not, because obviously he's got something happening, but he's got this pretty much the same group as last year, and I think maybe he's motivating them. I don't know, but he's
sent
got
us
now the record as like the coach with the most wins. What, I don't even remember what it is. Opening wins or something.
Start of the season. I think
Start of the season. Yeah.
you sent us a theory that people that sign in Winnipeg are nicer.
Yeah, yeah, that was so funny. I watched that video and it was kind of hilarious. It was like, but this is the explanation for why people don't want to play in Winnipeg, or some players don't want to play in Winnipeg, but the ones that do want to play in Winnipeg are going to really work for Winnipeg because they're good people. They're nicer people. I don't know. It was kind of interesting. Anyway, it's been fun so far. We'll see how things go now. It's true that, I mean, all you have to do is make the playoffs, and then what you do after that is what really matters.
Yeah.
Danica.
There's nothing exciting to talk about. Like, really, it's just the Flyers are the Flyers. Like, I don't know. Like,
Got another goaltender injury? Did I hear that?
probably.
Ugh.
It's always injuries, goalie carousel. They can't
Yeah,
play a crazy game and they'll win, and it'll be like a weird, like a wild win, and then they'll just like lose the next 3 games. So I don't know. I feel like we're still like too early to kind of see what we're doing yet.
It is
Is
still
that what
early
the
in the
fans
season.
expect? Do they expect them to win, or do they expect them to lose? What do you think?
What?
The fans, are they okay with it?
I think we're just like kind of over. We're just like used to it. We have like 2 speeds in Philly, and it's cocky when we're doing really well, and then distraught. Like there's no middle ground. So I think we're just like in distraught, and like we have nothing to be cocky about. So.
I told was reading a book in the library yesterday, and it was a world record book, and Gritty was in the world record book. So at least he's doing something well, I guess.
Really?
I can't remember what it was for. But I love it. Well, he's definitely the best mascot for your team. Like he must be a fun guy. I'm just saying.
He is. They have this section, and it's called like Gritty's like Chaos Corner. And like that's like where he hangs out during the games, but like those tickets are like wildly expensive.
Oh,
Like,
Oh,
no
wow.
doubt.
they're like so expensive. Like it's kind of nuts.
Ah, that's cool. I never knew that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be fun.
That's like sometimes he brings out that alligator that like
What?
someone has an emotional support alligator in Philadelphia, and they bring it to hockey games, and then they bring it to Gritty, and Gritty holds it. It's a weird thing. I don't know when it started.
A real alligator?
Yeah, it's like
a tiny
It's
one.
like a baby, like it's not very big.
Oh,
But yeah,
okay.
that's having a couple games.
I think we need a hockey romance where the mascot is the hero.
Mascot and the
Like
alligator guy.
someone has had to have written that. Like
I did put my hero in it. Oh no, he was afraid of the mascot. It was
oh
the
yeah,
hero-
I remember that.
it was the heroine that was in the mascot costume, and he was afraid of her. Yeah.
I
Oh my
remember
God.
that. I was laughing so hard.
I have a fear of the color orange. Oh my God.
Oh my God. Stacey, how are the Rangers doing?
I hope Keto is okay. I think that Laviolette finally got the lines right, because he'd had some desire to like change everything because he thought that that would jumpstart Mika's advantage at it. But the thing is, like, he forgot the invisible string that ties Mika and Kreider together. And if you're going to separate, if you're going to want to like pull, get Mika going, you put him with Kreider. Period. End of story. Like separating them never actually works. He finally scored, last game, and it's because he was with Kreider. So like, but again, like the nerves and the concern and the wind is knocked out of everybody's sails, because what we're all collectively as a fan base are doing is staring at the the social media, trying to figure out what's going on with Filipino. He didn't travel to Seattle with the team. He wasn't practicing after the game. So everybody is concerned, and rightfully so, with his injury history, with all of the things. Hopefully he's okay. Hopefully, like, whatever is going on is not that bad. But of course, because he hasn't traveled, hopefully it's just precautionary. Hopefully they're just watching him. But everybody's like, we can't really be happy about anything until we know if that Keto is okay. So, but now we're on a West Coast road trip. So
Mel, how are the Canucks?
I would say, just to match Danica, Canucks fans are always traumatized or happy, but secretly traumatized. They know something bad is going to happen. So they've been like one game really good and then the next game really bad. So
Yeah.
it's been kind of weird. But like Brock Besser got, we think, as Stacy said, they never tell us exactly, but he seems to have maybe been concussed. He took a super dirty hit by Tanner Jeannot. So he's out right now. But so they brought in like one of their draft picks, and he's done well, been pretty good. But it's just there's always something wrong, and so in this case, it was our superstar, Elias Pettersson was not playing well, but now his game is picking up. But we'll find something new to be worried about.
yeah.
So it's just, I mean, I would just say it's going okay.
That's how I feel.
Yeah.
Like just like nothing
Yeah.
crazy to talk about.
Well, you can't jinx it
I don't know.
because you know what'll happen.
I know.
Just like
Can't have hope. Just can't.
not saying anything until the end of the season, and then I'm going to say I told you so.
Yeah.
So the Flames also, so when I updated this, they had lost 5 of their past 6. I think they've won 2 now. Dustin Wolf got his first shutout, and I'm really happy for him because I like him, and I was mad that they didn't use him enough last year. So I'm really happy about that. On other Flames news, I think Backlund's now the longest serving Flame ever. And I was looking at his baby pictures, and I was like, oh, he was way hotter than I remember him being.
He's a hot baby.
Michael Backlund, yeah. And then I saw a thing. Drummond again was now on the selection committee for the Hall of Fame, which I like. I feel like this is like sweet revenge, maybe, because people were always like riding him because he hadn't won the cup and whatnot. But he's like won everything else and is the nicest guy ever. And I'm so happy for him because he won't be as petty as I was like. It'd be nice to have a petty hockey player on there. Yeah, so we're not talking about the Flames.
Okay.
Okay.
I just wanted to mention, just in passing here, that Alex Ovechkin on November 1st put him on pace to break Wayne Gretzky's record by the spring. So that's really cool because I think a lot of his records are like untouchable.
Yeah.
And I think Ovechkin's even got a few more years in him, even. So,
You think?
yeah, I think so.
I think so too.
Yeah, like they're not going to be 50 goal seasons, but like even if he's like pocketing like 20 or 25, even like, yeah, I like it.
He's 39. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Didn't Chelios like play for a really long time? I feel like he did.
I don't
Did
know.
Okay, I don't think he played that long, did
You
he?
too.
I'll look it up. I'll look it up while we're talking.
He's like Chris Chelios, but didn't
Yeah.
like, oh, when there was a Russian player that played, like I think he's technically under contract still. He might.
Well, nobody's going to beat Gordie Howe. He played till he was like 52.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
he got to play with his
And
sons.
But
Yager
that's,
is
I
Oh,
think,
yeah, Yager.
like the game's not like that anymore, I think.
yeah.
So 39 is amazing.
Yeah.
Yager is still playing, but it's
Mhm.
like over in his home country, like playing,
Yeah.
and he like owns the team too, I think.
Well,
I think.
that helps.
I'm pretty sure. Like he just likes to play hockey. That's what he does.
Oh my God, 48.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I think he played
Oh.
for a really long time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because he was here in Calgary playing, which is funny.
I
Yeah.
just remember someone joking that he was gonna play until he turned to dust.
Well, I mean, like, it was like the stories about him playing here involved a masseuse on the bench.
Oh,
And like one of the things that people remember, unfortunately, about him here was that he was saving himself for the playoffs.
Oh,
So, like,
Oh,
yeah, he made the mistake of saying that in some area, and like people in, where there was an interview or something like that, and people remember.
Yeah.
oh geez.
We forget our grudges.
So I haven't listened to this podcast yet, and I know, so I just wanted to recommend it because it's Mom Supak, so Anya and Madison Packer.
Oh.
Yeah, so they've started a podcast. It's brand new. I think they've got maybe 2 or 3 episodes. So I just wanted to put that out there because I know we have lots of men hockey podcasts. So
yeah.
and I think Mel's
Better
got
check
a
it out.
book. Yeah. So I'm gonna definitely check that out. I don't know. Anyone else read or listened to anything hockey like that they can recommend?
Yeah, I have a book
Oh,
I
yeah.
wanted to recommend. I read, no, it disappears. It's Craig Custance wrote a book called The Franchise, and he interviewed a bunch of general managers in the NHL, and it's really interesting. I mean, just everyone's different and has different approaches, but I think it's all GMs, but he also interviewed the owner of the Carolina Hurricanes. It's just
wow.
interesting. I mean, these guys are really smart. They've all come up different ways and they all have different theories. But they all have to be kind of ruthless at certain times and get rid of coaches or players or whatever. But Craig Custance is a really good writer. He just has a way of approaching people and writing that's quite easy to read. And I definitely think if you're are interested in hockey or writing hockey romances, it's a good insights. Because we
I got a top guy. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Okay.
See you later.
All
Bye,
right.
Danica.
I'll see you guys next month then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mel, what is the most interesting thing that you didn't know that you found out from the book? Or something that stuck out anyway?
I mean, I just was super impressed with Julian Brisbois, who's the Tampa GM. Just very hardworking and structured, and just sort of sets out the goals. One thing he did that was interesting is when he interviews people, he just goes right into the questions because he doesn't want to develop a bond with you and like you and then end up hiring you. He just wants to throw the situations at you and see how you would handle them and judge you that way. So it's just like a general management hiring practice, I guess. That's
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. I just find it interesting because people have different management styles, but I guess if your management style is like out in the world and people can see everything that you're doing, it's a little bit different because there are managers who don't want to be friends with you, and then there's other ones that like rally the troops and whatnot. So
Well, he does Lou Lamorello, who is like notoriously doesn't
Oh,
say anything. And obviously he didn't say a lot of things, but he totally manipulated different people's careers, and they're positive. They're all positive about him. And even though I had kind of a negative view of him, it seems like people that work with him really, really like him. So
wow.
yeah.
The loyalty that I heard about him through both, I mean, in both New Jersey on Long Island now, like there were recent conversations where like there was one particular situation where Patrick Waugh did not give a press conference, and it was because two players who had, I guess, proven their loyalty to Lou Lamorello and the system were called up, and one was called up from Bridgeport and the other one was signed off of PTO. They had injury issues, and these were the first people that were thought of, and it was because of their loyalty to the team. So
yeah, because they did discuss the whole thing where you have to be clean shaven on his team. And some people said it doesn't matter, you're part of a team, but then they interviewed other people who didn't play with them and said it's ridiculous. You can't force people, they're individuals. So but there's different ways. And I think you can see a lot of these older guys have to change too, because the players are changing, and you can't just be mean to them and yell at them and force them to do things. You have to listen to them,
it's neat.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any other recommendations? I definitely want to. That's my kind of book. I love nonfiction, so I'm glad it's well written. I'm definitely gonna pick it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah. Well, if you guys don't have any more at the moment, I want to talk about wildest things. So Mel, I'm going to start with yours, which is like the rise of like the blue sky, only because I am like basically the only person not on it, I think. So tell me about it.
Well, I mean, I really used to enjoy Twitter during hockey games because it would be really funny and people would be making all these jokes and stuff, and it was really good. But then there was so many negatives about Twitter, and so I would read it and I started to get kind of like depressed. So I got off Twitter, I would say, a couple of years ago, and then and because I was in a group chat with Stacy too in that, and that was really fun. But so that I had to leave that, and I joined Blue Sky, and it was nothing was happening on Blue Sky. It was like, God, so basically it was good because I cut that social media. But then apparently Blue Sky isn't since a number of things, but the election in the US, they are gaining like 1 million users a day. And suddenly there was all these like hockey people coming on that are interesting to follow. And I got involved in a group about a lot of Canucks fans. So we're following each other, and so it's a lot better, and there's things happening, and it's kind of nice because so many people come on, they say, oh, it's so nice here. Like, I don't have to suffer through like right-wing ads and people being mean, and I can actually block people and not see them at all. So I guess that's good. So I think it could be a viable. I think Threads has more users, but I think Blue Sky has more visits. So it's maybe being used a bit more right now. So they have some starter packs where you can find people, because it doesn't force you to see things or show you things. It says, okay, here's a starter pack of people on different areas like Canadian politics or Vancouver Canucks or hockey media or whatever. You can find different things. So I like it more.
I like those starter packs. That's a really cool idea to help get you started, because like your feed is what you make it, right? It's like who you're following.
Yeah.
And
I think there's a romance writer starter pack, but I haven't seen a hockey romance writer starter pack yet.
Yeah, that's true. But I've been able to find lots of people, especially people that I used to follow on Twitter.
Yeah.
So I've been able to find a lot there, and I think it's getting better. I think I don't feel the immediacy that I did with Twitter. Like you could watch a game and people were like in the moment commenting on a hockey game and like who scored and what's happening and who's in a fight or whatever. And I don't feel, maybe I just haven't done it enough. I don't feel that yet, which I kind of miss, but But I think I agree. It has potential and there's lots of people there now to make it interesting.
I think it has been glitching too, so I don't know
Yeah,
if it's
probably.
showing you things in time because they just had so many new
Yeah,
users. There have been some weird things happening. Because the same thing, I was watching, looking at it during the Canucks games, and everyone's commenting on the goal. I thought, well, that goal was like 2 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Why is everyone taking so long?
Or half an hour ago. Or,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always
Yeah.
controversial. Kind of logical.
Yeah, I was last to know about Blue Sky because I've been locked out of my Twitter account for I don't know how long.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I tried to get a password reset, everything. They don't want me on there, so it's fine. But I like the idea of the starter pack, and I'm just wondering, I guess it'll be interesting to see why Blue Sky is kind of like is the place to go now. Because like Threads kind of was there a little bit, didn't really like take off, I don't think. So I don't know. I don't know. One to watch, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll be fun to watch. Yeah.
Yeah. Although I always think, oh, should I be doing this or writing? I should be
Oh, yeah.
Jets and Panthers game last night, Kelly.
Well, it didn't turn out like I was hoping, but
Oh.
there was just a lot of interesting things about it because the Panthers are the Stanley Cup champions and the Jets are the #1 team in the league right now. So it was kind of cool that they were going to get together. And of course, the fact that Paul Maurice coaches the Panthers and used to coach the Jets and has even said that he wants the Jets to win the Stanley Cup. If it's not them, I guess. And
if they go head to head, does he?
yeah. So it was just interesting that they were meeting up, and unfortunately the Panthers just crushed the Jets. It was like not one of their better games for sure. And so oh well, they lost 2 in a row in Florida. And the other cool thing is that the Panthers are coming here to play the Jets on Tuesday, and I'm going to be at that game, so I will get to see them live. So I was hoping that the game would be different. Oh well, even it was so frustrating that Mark Scheifele even got in a fight. And he's like the hockey gentleman. He doesn't fight. Plus, he's like one of our top players, so you don't want him fighting, but they got frustrated.
Oh, wow. Sounds like when
When there's a fight, do you guys watch it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I don't want it. It's like
No.
cover my eyes.
I will, depending on who it is, I'll watch.
Yeah.
No, I watch it. When I used to go to a lot of live games when I was like a teenager, I used to go to that was Western Hockey League games in Brandon, the Wheat Kings. And when there was a fight, I would be less like covering my eyes. I couldn't watch it. It was like because I went to school with some of those guys and like I felt like I knew them, and I did not want to see anybody get hurt. Meanwhile, everybody around me is screaming, "Yeah, punch him, punch him!" People are just like bloodthirsty sometimes with these fights. So I don't really like them, but I do watch them.
Yeah. Stacy, show me this beautiful jersey.
Okay, so let's see.
I purposely stayed off stuff so I could see the reveal.
Yeah, let me see if I can I share it with someone and then see if I can. My phone's being a pain about. So basically, like 4 years, I have yelled and screamed and wanted a team to do something fun with Jewish American Heritage Night.
Oh
And
yeah.
some teams were, quiet about it, but apparently the Penguins decided that this was going to be a big thing, which I didn't realize because again, I'm not necessarily someone who follows the Penguins. And then Mel actually sent me a picture of this jersey. And I was like, oh my God, what is this? And when I went on social media to try to figure out what was going on, I saw it everywhere and it was beautiful. And it's a Hebrew Penguins jersey, meant for Jewish American Heritage Night. They played against the Detroit Red Wings. They lost, but the jerseys are actually available for sale. And apparently, like in discussions about this jersey and about Jewish American Heritage Night, there apparently, as we get closer to December, more and more teams are actually doing this. The Devils are doing something apparently, and there's a t-shirt involved. Carolina Hurricanes are going to do something, and I think there's some kind of menorah or hat involved. And I'm trying to remember who else was doing it. My phone is being horrid.
Is this, did you want to show it? I've got it on my screen. I can
Yes, please.
I
if you
think
could show
this is
that
it
would be
anyway.
Great. It's yeah.
Is that it?
Mhm.
Yes, that is it.
Oh, I love.
The jersey is the penguins are spelled in Hebrew letters across the front.
Okay.
And because Hebrew goes from the opposite as English,
Yeah.
right to left,
Yeah.
instead of left to right, you can actually see the way that the diagonal is opposite from
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
diagonals are usually. So there we go. But it's literally spelled penguins in Hebrew.
Oh, I love
Cool.
it. And remind us who had the first jersey. Was that Zach Hyman?
Yes.
Yeah.
When Zach Hyman when Zach Hyman signed with Edmonton,
Mhm.
a custom shop actually asked the Alberta Jewish News for the spelling of his name in Hebrew, because this particular shop had done shirts in non-English languages for a couple of other players, and so they did the same for Zach Hyman in Hebrew, and it was kind of amazing.
Nice. Well, it looked like the Penguins did a good job. They had kosher food at the concessions and everything. It was really good.
Mm.
Yeah, no, it was really, really cool to find out. So thank you, Mel, for sharing it with me. And
The first person I thought of.
yeah, I was like, oh my gosh.
Nice.
I love how you love all things. Well, like it's a whole like a thing of hockey that I never knew about before I met you, and I was like,
Yeah,
True.
it's cool. I love it. So my wildest thing, just very quickly, is that I found out that Wayne Gretzky is a Trump supporter. Cool, I guess. But as I was researching, I was just like researching. I was like, oh my God, Trump is gonna come. He's coming here next year for the G7 summit in Kananaskis. And I was like, oh my God.
Wait, I
Yeah.
thought he couldn't come here because he's a convicted felon.
Oh, I don't know. Probably, I'm sure he'll find a way.
Uh,
Oh yeah, that's so that's my wildest thing.
That is
I was
wild.
just like, I was just like doing something. I'm like, oh my God, he's gonna be like right here
Where is the G7 being held? Like
in Kananaskis.
in Kananaskis. Holy
Yeah, it's like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's that. I don't have much more to say about it than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm always
Gretzky.
surprised. I'm always surprised, but also always not surprised.
Yeah. Right.
Just always
Yeah. Style report.
Ooh.
Do you have the thingy?
This is
Oh.
Danica.
Danica has the thing. No, she posted it in the group.
in
Do
the chat.
Yeah, in the chat.
Put it in the chat.
you want me to save it and share it?
Yes, please.
Hang on.
Oh, I guess while we're waiting, I've been a little bit mad about hockey the last like few weeks since the season started, because we're having like the Scotiabank Hockey Day in Canada in Canmore this year. And my curling rink, they did some like fancy things in my curling rink for the hockey thing. So we started 5 weeks late. So I wasn't happy about that.
Hmm.
When is that day?
January 25th.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah. It should be exciting, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
Okay, so this guy is my guy, so I'll go first. This is Dustin Wolf. I don't know if this Sentinel thing is or Calgary is doing something behind the scenes, but everybody comes in dressed really well. Like just bringing everything. Like I had to actually decide who was going to do it, and the only reason Dustin Wolf won is because he got his shutout. But also a snazzy suit.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's a ginger, hey?
Yeah. A lot of hockey players have that color
Nice.
hair.
I like the suit. I like the ginger.
And the goalie.
We never
Um,
hear of any ginger hockey romance heroes.
I thought all of Danica's were.
Are they?
I think so.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
she
I
had the
read one. I read one too. I think it was Kim Finley, that one.
oh yeah.
Or somebody. I'll have to look it up.
I think this guy below here is Danica's.
Yeah.
And I think she wrote something.
Eric
Oh.
Johnson. And that's for his 1000th game. I guess he got it embroidered in his jacket.
Oh,
EJ
very
1000.
nice.
Yeah.
He's a good looking guy.
Uh-huh.
And who do we have here? Oh, this is Stacy.
Yep. We have one of the things that's happened the last couple of years is that the Rangers do departure pictures with Delta before they go on a road trip. And because the man deserves his money, because he has spent way too much time putting the team on his back and his shoulders, and probably has something of that sort to relieve his shoulders, like the Atlas he is in that bag. That is Igor Shesterkin. He is, I like the outfit. It's very comfortable, but also stylish at the same time, somewhere in the middle of like, and again, we were talking earlier about unseasonably warm weather, and this is also the result of that. With the different shades, and he's matching his bag and also the rolling.
It's a nice bag.
Yeah.
So Stacy, how much money do you think he should get?
So we were talking, my family was talking earlier about another player who is in a different sport in negotiations with the team, and my brother replied, when asked the question, how much should this guy get from his baseball team? And my brother replied, drive up a truck full of money and give him whatever he wants. And that is my response to Igor Shesterkin's requests.
But they don't have a salary cap in baseball, do they?
We don't. But I think
But I mean, if you give him as much money as he wants, how are you going to pay the rest of the team?
Well, here's the thing. I think one of the biggest things in New York is that we have been ridiculously lucky when it comes to goaltending. We don't have a carousel. We've gone from Henrik Lundqvist right to Igor with no stopping. And we don't before, and like you even look further back, you have Mike Richter, you have John Van, he is a horrible person, but John Van Beesbrook before him. Like we have not had a period of time where we don't have good goaltending. And because of the kind of team that has been built in New York, I don't think we could actually manage without good goaltending. Like you see what happens when he's not at his best. Even though he can't score, like, he's still holding up this team. So he is the kind of player who deserves, the 12 million for 8 years that he wants. I think they've already settled.
He wants
I think it's like 11.5. I think it's going to end up being 11.5, but like he deserves that money. We don't, like, if that makes like every team has its things that they are expecting, and one of the things that as that we kind of are so very used to is like not just good but superior goaltending, and we get that from Igor.
But do you think that's because of your goalie coach or your goalie person who decides who to draft or who to get?
I mean,
Does that mean like the next person could be equally as good if you couldn't pay 12 million?
the drafting is good. Like the drafting is good. We've actually just switched goalie coaches. Allaire just retired this past year. But I think he deserves his money, because I think that there have been way too many times where he has proven himself to be that superior goaltender, and I think he deserves it.
I really like how we use our best dress to just highlight the best players on our team.
Yeah.
I love
Not
it.
me.
I know. No.
I chose the Barbie in wearing the PWHL jersey, so I just thought it was pretty cool. But then I looked it up, and you can actually buy them for your Barbie. These were just like one-offs.
Oh, that's super cool.
Yeah, so they made them, but they do have kind of a partnership going on with the PWHL where you can just get these pink things that have PWHL and Barbie to actually wear, like not for your dolls, but for
Oh, okay.
yourself.
That's
But
cool.
but you can't get these yet. I don't know. Maybe I guess there's a lot of demand. But you know, it did make me think one thing that's sort of interesting. Before, if a woman wore a jersey, often people would say, "Oh, you know, she's like a puck bunny or whatever." But now there's women's jerseys, and you can see men wearing them. I mean, you can just see it's just like supporting a team and not any
Right.
kind of pejorative.
Yeah. I love that.
Me too.
I love the hockey jerseys for the Barbies.
I think it looks great, and their outfits look really nice too. It just
Yeah.
look stylish. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, super
Like-
cool.
You could see them at a game, you know, like normal sort of average, everyday excited fans.
Yeah, exactly. They look like regular.
Yep.
Stylish hockey fans.
Exactly.
So it said, I just looked up Hockey Barbie. So the partnership, will include videos for children featuring Barbie alongside PWHL players themed in arena rinks. And then there's a Tim Hortons thing here. Tim Hortons and Barbie are partnering to launch the Tim Hortons Hockey Barbie dolls at participating restaurants across Canada, November 12th.
November 12th.
Yeah.
So now,
Yeah.
Interesting. All
I
right.
haven't seen them yet. I've just seen
Never. US never. It's so cool to see.
Oh, they just have Tim Hortons jerseys.
Oh yeah. So
Interesting.
not
Oh,
yeah. But anyway, I looked on the Barbie site and they didn't have these at all. They didn't have any hockey, anything other than the clothes. So
ooh.
Cute. I like it. And then we have puppies.
Puppies, that's why this one got picked. Much as I do like the suit. It's a nice, a stylish suit. That is Neil Pionk of the Jets, obviously.
Oh my God.
And there's a local animal shelter in the city that was having to close down because of funding issues. And a couple of the Jets' wives started a project, and they have put out a calendar for next year with Jets and puppies. So I think I have to get my hands on one of those. But they had them one night walking in with the pups, the dogs, and Neil Pionk had two, so he won.
Wow.
They called the pups free agents from the animal shelter.
are they trying to save the shelter?
Yeah, they're gonna donate the money to the animal shelter to save it, and so they're like, and showing off the dogs so that people will adopt these free agents,
Oh, that's great.
which I thought was wonderful.
Yeah.
I will
I
definitely
actually
buy.
I wrote a
what-
book like that, except of course it was cats.
Yeah, of course.
Is there actually a calendar? I'll buy that for everybody I know.
Yeah.
Because I love, the SPCA here where I live is like the best organization ever.
Yeah. The other thing I was going to mention is because you, I think who mentioned this dude here with the Sentinel storage, Fortune, Jets also have a sponsor now for their walk-ins, Mondetta. And they
Yes.
have this whole setup there with they make it nice. So it's not just walking down a bare hallway anymore. Now it's like professional
Oh,
looking.
that's a good idea. What is
Yeah, I
Mondetta? Is that clothing?
Yeah,
Oh,
clothing, yeah.
well, that's a
So
good.
I guess
that's a good-
Mondetta
yeah.
sponsors, puts their name up there and gives them some money and they make it look nice. And every time they walk in, they see the Mondetta thing.
And
Yeah,
I
it's
guess
classy.
and it's Jets
Yeah.
colors too. Oh, that's
Yeah.
pretty cool. That's a
Yeah.
great idea. I mean, I gotta say, I like that a lot better than, you know what, I still hate the boards that change all the time with the ads.
Oh, yeah.
Nuts.
What's up, JC?
But also, like, it's weird. Like, I'll be watching, like, say, I don't know, an Islander games that's taking place in Seattle, and I'm like, do I really want to see XYZ, the place where the island wins? Like, it looks so weird.
I know,
seeing
'cause
on
if
television when you see like Seattle's Indigenous heritage on the boards, and you're just like, what is
Yeah, there used to be one rink where I think they had bail bonds or something on their.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Vegas, maybe? Not Vegas.
Oh my God. That's
Oh.
funny. Well, while we're talking about weird things like that, our like at least Winnipeg has Mondetta, like ours is Sentinel storage. Like a where you store your stuff when you're
Yeah.
moving or when you have extra stuff or if you're
Yep.
a secret serial killer.
Yeah.
One of those.
Right. So that got dark.
You are obviously a writer.
I mean, we just have
Yeah.
Delta for the arrival for like the like pre-road trip stuff. So
Yeah.
some things, but like as like of course like the mine is take a screenshot from a video, like from a reel or video they've done on like Instagram, and at the end of it is like them going up the stairs of the plane where you can see the Delta logo. And then the plane itself, like, okay.
I love it. Okay, so I'm just about done here. Kelly last month had a cover reveal in a couple days, so she didn't want to show us her cover. Do you have it?
I do.
And a book coming out.
Yeah.
So there's the new cover for Crossing the Line. It'll
Mm.
be out January 12th, 2025. Up for pre-order everywhere now.
Tell
Yay.
us about it and tell us what it's about.
Crossing the Line is about a very reserved hockey player who has a chance to become captain of the team. But the team tells him he needs to get more involved in the community and he needs to do better at public speaking and schmoozing with people. And he hates doing that stuff because he's super shy. So he asks his teammate and best friend's sister, who's a bubbly extrovert, to coach him in how to be an extrovert so he can do better at those things and become captain of the team. And of course, they spend time together and stuff happens.
And stuff happens. He doesn't look very extroverted from here.
Yeah, he's not too shy to take his shirt off.
And his pants, apparently. And also Stacey had a very recent release as well.
Yes, the Dreidel Disaster comes out December 5th. It is based part of the story is based on the Caps menorah that in Olney, Maryland in 2019 after their Stanley Cup victory.
Yeah, I know so much about Jewish hockey now.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay. We haven't chosen a date. Should we do it on the air here? For December?
Yeah, because it's going to be right around Christmas. So
How about the 15th? Is that better than the 22nd?
I think so, eh?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Christmas, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, let's
right.
do that.
Okay, great.
Okay,
Okay.
guys. I can't tell you how much I love these chats. It's like catching up every month, and everybody gets to watch. And it's on.
Yeah.
No, it's super nice. Like I used to get really nervous and prepare a lot, but now I feel pretty relaxed.
Mhm.
It's so fun talking to you guys. I love
Yeah.
that we have like different perspectives, but yeah, we all feel the same about some things and it's fun.
It is fun. I agree. Okay, so thanks for joining us, everyone, and we will see you all next month, December 15th.